Hello everybody, it's Dreaming Mind here. Welcome back to my channel. The Halloween girl Karin Misono is finally here. So early happy Halloween, and let's take a closer look at Karin. I will go over her stats, connect Magia, double and team and Memoria recommendations. Karin is a permanent fire magical girl, and as a 5-star she has a max HP of 28,476, a max attack of 7,874 and a max defense of 7,543. Compared to the other 5-star fire magical girls and the other 5-stars, her HP is quite high. Her attack is the lowest out of all 5-star fire magical girls and still low when compared to the other 5-stars. Finally, her defense is average when compared to the other 5-star fire magical girls and the other 5-stars in general. She is a support type and her growth and leveling is focused towards her HP and attack. When taking a look at her discs, we can see that she has 1 charge disc, 1 horizontal blast disc and 3 XL discs. Her MP gain is quite good. From a triple XL combination you can earn around 68 MP. Let's move on to her Connect Magia and double. Karin's Connect is called Have a Halloween Night Boost. Depending on the rarity, she increases the attack of the targeted ally between 35 and 40%. She also grants them a 100% chance to dazzle the enemy, or bewitch as we call it in the English version, and a 30 to 35% chance to inflict a Magia seal on the attacked enemies. Her Magia Candy Death Squall deals damage to a single enemy. As a 4-star she deals damage between 680 and 720%, and as a 5-star between 720 and 760%, depending on Magia level. She decreases the targeted enemy's defense for 3 turns. As a 4-star the defense down is between 30 and 40%, and as a 5-star between 40 and 50%. This depends on her Magia level. She increases the MP gain from XL discs of all allies for 3 turns. As a 4-star the increase is between 22.5 and 32.5%, and as a 5-star between 27.5 and 37.5%, again depending on Magia level. Finally, only as a 5-star she also increases the damage dealt by allies between 32.5 and 42.5% for 3 turns, once again depending on Magia level. Her double, McDougal, the double of the Pillow Thief, deals 1760% damage to a single enemy. She will decrease its defense for 3 turns by 60%. She will increase the MP gain from XL discs of all allies for 3 turns by 42.5% and increases their damage for 3 turns by 47.5%. Just like Suzune, Karin is another fire magical girl who is also a XL gorilla. However, unlike Suzune, the cute Halloween Karin is luckily permanently in the Gacha. Because she is a XL gorilla, her MP gain is quite good, so she can easily gain almost 3/4 of the MP bar with just 1 triple XL combination. However, she does have a single target Magia, so it is a bit less useful than a Magia which hits all enemies. Karin is a support type with a high HP and average defense, so she will mostly stay alive during battles. Because she is a support type, her attack is low, but this is not too bad. Karin mostly relies on her Magia to deal decent damage, and luckily she can get a full MP bar quite easily. Aside from that, the damage from her normal attacks is not too bad, but don't expect her to do wonders because she is simply not a attack type. So how good of a supporter is Karin? Karin's connect is quite an interesting one. So we're going to start with the most simple buffs. Karin will increase the attack of the targeted ally for 40% at max, which is of course always useful because everybody can profit from a general buff like this one. The targeted ally will also have a 100% chance to inflict the debuff Bewitch on the enemies she attacked. This debuff will give the enemy a 50% chance to miss their attacks, and they will receive 80% more damage from the element they are weak against. So just know that enemies can still attack you even though you inflicted the debuff on them, but of course they will now be more easily defeated because they will receive more damage. Finally, Karin also comes with a new debuff, which is a Magia Ceiling debuff. Sadly, the succession rate of the debuff is very low. If Karin is a 5-star, it only has a 35% chance to stick to the enemy. As a 4-star, it's even only 30%. So it would be better to expect it not to stick to the enemy. However, it can of course come in handy if it sticks and can be very useful in challenge quests where you're often up against other magical girls. So if one of them reached a full MP bar and is about to fire off their Magia and you have no other means to stop it, you can use Karin's Connect and the small hope you have left to have a very small chance of delaying that Magia attack for one turn. Of course, there is no guarantee for this, so that makes the debuffs very inconsistent. However, if you're lucky, it can save you from annihilation. Karin's Magia is also full of support buffs and a debuff. It will decrease the defense of the targeted enemy for 3 turns, so it is a perfect Magia to use against a boss in a boss fight who only takes up 1 square on the field. Her Magia will also do the most damage in that case. Furthermore, it increases the MP gain from Excel discs and damage of all allies for 3 turns. These buffs will make sure that your team will deal decent amount of damage while building up their MP bars more easily to fire off a Magia again. Because Karin is a Excel gorilla, she can easily recharge her MP bar back to 100 and will be able to fire off another Magia attack. This naturally means that you will get those 2 buffs again for your team. If you put Karin in the right teams and RNG is on your side, you can fire off Karin's Magia often and have those 2 buffs and that 1 debuff active for most of the time. This will naturally help out your team and give them consistent buffs to keep dealing decent damage. However, I don't think you should use Karin in PvP. Karin mostly relies on her Magia to do good damage, but since it can be quite hard to get your Magia up in PvP before being defeated, she won't be of much help. There are also too many water magical girls who are incredibly strong and can defeat Karin without much trouble. Another great thing about Karin is that you can put her in a lot of teams. Of course, you can't put her in a blast or a charge team, simply because she isn't made to work in such teams, but there are a lot of other possibilities. She can easily fit in a Magia spamming team with, for example, Lena, Lika and Suzune. So of course the goal with a team like this is just to make as many Excel combos as you can and spam those Magias. With Karin's Magia you can even increase the MP gain, which of course helps with Magia spamming. In return, Lena and Suzune can enhance Karin's strength and make her hit a little bit harder with their connects, while Lena and Lika can also further enhance and increase MP gain from Excel discs. Karin also works greatly with any Magia type magical girl and those who have a very strong Magia. A few examples are Melissa, Tsuruno, Liz, and Kaide. They all have a pretty decent attack stat and 2 Excel discs, 1 charge disc, and 2 blast discs. So, while still being able to build up MP bars easily, they do provide some more versatility to the team with their blast discs, allowing you to clear waves of enemies more easily. Liz is the most offensive magical girl out of them, so you can use many connects on her and make her deal a lot of damage. Both she and Kaida also have a attribute strengthened Magia, so Liz deals more damage to light enemies and Kaide deals more damage to water enemies. All except Liz also increase MP gain with either the Connect or Magia. In short, Karin can provide good support for them, while some of them can also provide small support for Karin, who then in return can provide even better support. Karin is also packed with a few debuffs, so she would work in a debuff team with Alina and or Mami. Alina has the same Bewitch debuff as Karin on her Connect, together with a poison debuff and a small chance to stun the enemy, which can also possibly prevent them from using their Magias. Mami has the bind and burn debuff on her Connect, which can prevent enemies from acting for 1 turn while they are hurt by the burn debuff. Her Magia is slightly more inconsistent as it doesn't guarantee you the burn and bind debuff, but you still have a decent chance. Both Alina and Mami have a strong Magia attack and 2 Excel discs, meaning that while inflicting debuffs on the enemy, you can easily build up their Magia bars. A more free-to-play friendly debuff team would be with Hinano, Kaneko, and or Seika. Hinano has a poison on both her Connect and Magia and also has a stun on her Magia. This prevents enemies from attacking you for 1 turn, and you can use this as a defense mechanism to protect your team for 1 turn. Kaneko can charm enemies with both her Connect and Magia, also preventing them from attacking your team for 1 turn. And Seika has the Fog debuff, which gives enemy a 25% chance to miss their attacks. Seika also relies very much on her Magia to deal damage, even more than Karin, and Karin can help her out perfectly with this. Hinano is also already uncapped and should make up for a good 5-star in your team. Of course, with most of these teams, you can build up MP bars with ease, but it is great to mix those who focus very much on MP spamming with those who can inflict debuffs on the enemies. Karin's personal Memoria, Phantom Thief Karin's Sly plan, will give her upon activation a 3-turn 100% chance to ignore the evade status on the enemy. This Memoria also has a short cooldown, so it can be active for most of the battle. This can really come in handy during boss fights and if you decide to use Karin in PvP. Other than that, I would recommend using other Memorias, such as Those Days Are Gone and Walk in the Same Path. They will heal Karin's HP slightly, so it increases her durability a little bit. They also have each a secondary effect. Those Days Are Gone will increase her Magia damage and Walk in the Same Path will give her a general damage boost. The damage boost will work on all attacks including her Magia, so it is the better Memoria out of the two, but in case you don't have it, Those Days Are Gone is also good. If you want to focus more on increasing her Magia damage, you can use Here With You or the 3 of Us going forward. Here With You is probably better to use. This Memoria gives you either a 20 or 25% constant Magia damage boost, and it is very easy to spam Karin's Magia. However, if you plan on using at least use the 3 of us going forward, you will need to activate this Memoria before using Karin's Magia, but the Magia boost will be slightly higher, either 25 or 27.5%. If you want to focus on Karin to gain even more MP, you can use It's Not Like I Was Waiting or The Flavor of Drama. When up against a combination of forest and water enemies, the Flavor of Drama is more useful because this Memoria also increases the MP gain when getting hit by the element one is weak against. In Karin's case, water of course. However, Karin's MP gain is already really good, so I only advise to use one of these Memorias if you have multiple slots for your Karin, so you can combine it with a Memoria that will increase her Magia damage. Overall, Karin's stats might not be the greatest, especially not her attack, but she is made a supporter after all, and for that role she is perfect. She is quite versatile and can be paired up with a wide selection of other magical girls, which is always helpful. So, as I was working on this during the extended maintenance, but I assume that it should be over as you're watching this video because I don't expect 24-hour maintenances. So, as always, I'm curious what you think about the current event. Feel free to let me know down in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and subscribe if you did. You can also follow me on Twitter, link is in the description below, as well as my Magia Record Play IDs if you wish to follow me. Have a good morning, afternoon, night, or whatever your time zone is. I hope to see you next time.